Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to finish Year 9 with our Quebec City Ace Nordiques. We're up here at the trade deadline, and what a year we've had so far. With the retooled Quebec City Ace Nordiques, I thought that we were going to have a year that may have the playoffs in question. I thought we were going to be a playoff team, but I thought that we might be competing for like that 6th, 7th, 8th spot. But it turns out that we're actually good enough to be competing for the President's Trophy, and also our best regular season that we've ever had, okay? So we're up here at the trade deadline. Let me just get you guys caught up. There's a few things I want to do before we get the season simulated. So when we take a look at this year compared to last year's and the year before that, our best year was, 4 years ago with 114 points. The second best with 113 points. So 114, right? If we can go, 15 and 6. Yeah, 15 and 6 in our last 21 games, we will get to 115 points, okay? So 15 and 6, that's the goal that I want to set for our team. And that's that. You know what? We've been playing good enough that we can maintain a 2-to-1 ratio, and that's all it basically is, right? 15 and 6. So this is an attainable goal. Now, when it comes to the President's Trophy, in the Eastern Conference, we don't have to worry about any other team. As long as we win the games that we need to win, we will take the Eastern Conference, giving us home ice advantage in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. But when it comes to the Western Conference, the Edmonton Oilers up there with 92 points. If they want to win it, they can win it. Now, I didn't think that we had a game against them, but you guys pointed it out to me. We actually do have a game against them right here, and that's a big one. How many games after? 5 games after the Edmonton game. So if we can get up to Edmonton and be within 4 or 5 points, beat them, and then go on a tear for the last 5 games, it may be possible, but we have an uphill battle for sure. Now, you guys were also saying that you would like to see the lineups for the Edmonton Oilers because their record is quite amazing, so I'll take a look and see what they're all about. Edmonton. All right, so you got Taylor Hall, 86, the Nuge, 91, and Nail Yakupov, 86. Looks like Taylor Hall and Yakupov haven't gotten that much better, but I'd say their offensive categories are really good. And the Nuge, he's 91 overall, so that first line can definitely get goals. Remember Jordan Eberle, he was like 86, 87. He had like 60-point seasons as well, right? So with a really good center, the wingers can get points for sure. Second line, you got Perron, Gagne, and Brett Connolly. That's actually a pretty good second line. I like that second line. Third line, you got a 73, a 78, and an 81. Versteeg is not that bad for the third line. The left winger in the center, though, they're a so-so. And then the fourth line, you got 360 overall play. I don't know how that happens. They must have a really good defensive core and a really good goalie. They must. Defensively, oh yeah, there it is right there. Darnell Nurse has hit his potential, 89 overall, and Justin Schultz, 88 overall. It looks like they have top two defensemen with the Nuge right there, right? So they have a lot of very important positions filled up with very good players. They even have an 87 overall defenseman on their second line, Marinkin, whatever his name is. Jeff Petrie, 83. He's pretty good for a top 4. And then the bottom 6, or the top 6, whatever. Mayu, 84, and Clarkson, an Enforcer, 81. They have a really good defensive core over there in Edmonton. It looks like they finally solved their defensive problems. And goaltender, it's not Dubnyk, he's the backup, but Hanula. I don't know how good he is. He's probably a draft pick, but 85 overall, that is good enough. Eddie Lack was good enough at 85 overall. So I don't necessarily see them having that good of a record. Their record is, let me just find out what their record was. Their record is 44, 12, and 4. Their team doesn't look that good, but you know what I think Edmonton has going for them? I think they have the 2 goalies at 85 and 84, so it doesn't matter if the goalie rotation problem is a problem for other teams. It won't be a problem for Edmonton because they have both goalies at 85, 84 overall, so it doesn't matter who they have in the net, right? But I think it's the top 2 defensemen, the top two defensemen in Darnell Nurse and Justin Schultz. So, let's see if we can pass the Edmonton Oilers here. And last thing, I was asking you guys about our line changes. Should we make any changes? And for the majority, you guys were saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep the lines that you have right now. Everything's working out. So I'm glad to hear that. I wanted to keep Cogliano on the first line, and Nordgren's playing great on that second line. And also, you guys were saying keep Kirka on the power play. Apparently, our power play has increased with Kirka on the first line power play and Ekblad on the second. So we'll do that. That's the one change we made. We'll keep Kirka up on the 4-man power play, okay? Won't make any changes. So, don't need to make any changes to trades. Don't need to make any acquisitions. We can just simulate. So, this is good. All right. So, actually, let me get a drink here. Ah, there we go. All right, so the trade deadline, blah, blah, blah. We'll skip that. Let's see if we can continue this winning streak. I don't know if we've won more than 2, but there's another one. All right, I'm not going to break it up. Let's just keep on going. Individual stats like Jonathan Huberdeau's goal total and Yuri Kapitanov's assist total, I really don't care about at this point. I would love to just try to win this President's Trophy. This would be a huge... not necessarily an upset year, but I was not expecting us to be this good. No way. I thought we'd be a playoff team, but no way a President's Trophy team. So there you go. There's another win. So 2-1 so far. We have to go 15-6, right? 2-1. Pretty good so far. All right, 2-2. I'm not even going to count the overtime losses. It's just 2-2. All right, we need to get 15 wins. There you go. 3-2. All right, all right. Need to get some, get on a little bit of a winning streak, though. You want to go 15-6. You have to. Come on now. Anaheim, they got a pretty good team. 36-23, yeah. All right, so 3-3. Not getting off to the right start here. Got to go 12-3 now. Come on, there's another win. All right, we're answering back every loss with a win. So that's kind of good news, I guess. San Jose, 31-29-8. Yeah, we can beat them. Here we go. All right, winning streak. Now, Phoenix, they're a good team, right? They've been a good team. Oh, they're falling off a little bit. But Dauphin is up there. 40 goals, 48 assists. Jesus. Guy's a goal scorer, no doubt about it. But we beat him 1-0. We shut him out. Yeah. All right, come on. We can beat Calgary now. Yeah, all right, all right. This is exactly what we needed. All right, I'm not going to jinx us. I'm not going to stop the simulation. I'm not going to say anything negative. Come on, just keep on playing. God damn it. Was mentioning the word negative a negative? God damn it. Oh, there's a loss. Come on. All right, answer back with a win. Oh, no, it's all up to Edmonton. I think we're good enough that if Edmonton falters, we might be there. But if Edmonton, you know, kept on playing the way they played throughout the whole regular season, we're not going to have a chance to beat them. There's another win. We got to win these 2 games. All right, we got to win these 2 games before the game against Edmonton. Come on. New Jersey. Ah, that's a big loss. And the Islanders, are we going to lose this one too? Come on, come on. Ah, back-to-back losses. All right, so I think we've already lost like the 6 games or whatever. 1, 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3-3, 6-4, 8-6. Yeah, all right. So 9-6 so far. So we basically have to win 6 straights. Our last 6 games we have to win to get that to beat our record from before. Okay, so where do we sit right now in the stats? 106. So we're clearly first in the Eastern Conference, which is a battle in itself, all right? And see what I mean about Edmonton? They're up there at 112 points already. So it's not out of reach completely, but we've got to beat them on this game. We got to beat them in regulation, and then we got to win like every single game after that, and we have to hope for a loss or 2 out of Edmonton, okay? So here we'll do a regular simulation against Edmonton. Let's see what kind of team they bring to the table. This could be a possible Stanley Cup matchup right here, so let's see. First period. All right, there you go. Yuri Kapitanev on the power play. Good job. They got Hanule in the net. Second period. All right, there you go. Cogliano and Anthony Mantha. That should give us enough. We got Robinson Brathwaite in the net. Come on now. Third period. All right, so we were good enough to beat the Edmonton Oilers in an regular season game. It doesn't really count when it comes to, like, if we're better or not. You know, they may have just not brought their A game this game. But at least we are good enough to beat a team like the Edmonton Oilers. So if we match up against them in the finals, we might be able to do some damage. And we beat them in regulation as well. So we're going to keep a close eye on the Edmonton Oilers and the Quebec City Ace Nordiques. All right? So we don't have to worry about them until we know that we're going to pass them in points. So where are they? We got 108, they got 112. So we got to get 2 wins anyway. So don't need to check them out until we know we get 4 points. All right, so let's simulate ahead here, and let's see how many points we can get. We'll count the overtime losses as well now. I don't care about the 15-6 anymore. If that happens, it happens. But let's just see if we can get back within reach of the Edmonton Oilers. All right, there's 2 wins. That's big. This is actually getting a pretty close race right here. Now, unless Edmonton's won 2, then it doesn't matter. And they did. They won 2 as well. You see that? They went from 112 points up to 116. So we're not going to catch them if they keep on winning games. Hopefully they have more games played than us. We got 3 more games, which is the perfect amount, but they have to basically lose every single game, and we have to win every single game, or win 2 and get an overtime loss, all right? So let's see. Against the Toronto Maple Leafs, there's a win. All right, now this would be a huge win if we can beat Columbus. A huge freaking win if we can beat Columbus. Come on, beat Columbus, beat Columbus, beat Columbus. Don't get 20 regulation losses. Beat Columbus, beat Columbus. Ah, we lost to Columbus. Columbus, and that's 20 regulation losses. So we're not going to be able to go 15-6. We've already got the 7 losses, I believe. We can go 14-7, which is still a 2-to-1 loss ratio, and it's good enough to tie our previous years. Or you know what? We actually still may have more points because we had a few overtime losses in there, I think. But, you know, screw that for right now. We'll just go down to the wire here. Let me just simulate to the day. Last game of the season's up against the Minnesota Wild, 42-34-5. Let's see if we have a chance to catch the Edmonton Oilers. 114 points we have already, so we've tied our best season. And the Edmonton Oilers have pulled away with 118 points. So even though we beat them right there, boys, it seems like they had 112 points. They won 3 more games, so... yeah, it was just, we literally needed to win every single game after that. It just didn't happen. Not the end of the world, okay? So, last game of the regular season, we already have 114 points. We've already tied our best regular season record with this new team. So, let's go into a regular simulation. Let's see if we can get that extra point to give ourselves the best regular season that the Quebec City Ace Nordiques have ever had, all right? So, here we go. First period. All right, so we got a goal. Barkov, the fantastic Finn, Alexander Barkov. Come on, keep that up. Second period. All right, there you go. It's good enough. All right, so we got the third period now. Come on, boys. Play for the best regular season of your life. I know it won't mean much when the playoffs start, but that's big right there. Anthony Mantha. All right, come on. Just get to overtime. I don't even care about the win. Come on. Oh, the win would be nice, though. Go out. Oh, no, 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 no. Come on. That should be an overtime at least now. Oh, no, they tied it up. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right, we got the point. Best regular season ever, boys. Good job. It looks like, oh, and we won it in the shootout. Morgan Riley, good job. Good freaking job. So the Quebec City Ace Nordiques, after trading away key assets, key core assets that have been here for like the last 8 years, with Jordan Eberle, Eddie Lack, Casey Cizikas was here for the last like 2 or 3 years, right? Thinking that we were going to be a worse team, and look at that record, 54, 20, and 8. All right, good enough for 116 points, our best regular season. 2 points behind the Edmonton Oilers. They may have one more game that I'm not aware of. All right, but what a year. What a year for Quebec City. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So let's simulate ahead here and let's see who we have in the first round. Then we'll do all the stat checking and all that. So we got the Montreal Canadiens in round 1. This should be very interesting. We have not had this yet in a playoff round with Quebec City. All right, the Battle of Quebec between Montreal and Quebec City. This is going to be a good one. So hang on 1 second here. I just want to make sure I don't lose this footage. Alright, that's much better. So let's do a whole season wrap-up here of how our team played. Our AHL team right now is 53-13-6. So once again, our AHL team is absolutely tearing it up down there, which is how I like it. Now, yeah, Stats Central. We'll check out all this stuff. Team standings, yeah, we'll go through everything. We got some time here. All right, so second in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers, 120 points. I mean, unbelievable. The difference was 4 overtime losses. Okay, they had just as many regulation losses, but when it came to overtime games, they won 4 more and we lost 4 more. Okay, that was the only thing between us. But when it comes to regulation losses, we're just as good. 20 regulation losses. That's it. Okay, goals for per game, we are 4th in the NHL. Oh, well, yeah, 4th in the NHL. There you go. That is very good for us. We're above 3 goals for per game. Goals against per game, 1st in the NHL. That is an outstanding stat. I love that stat right there. We are definitely built for the playoffs with a stat like that. Okay? Power play percentage. Wow, it did go up. Definitely Kirka. Kirka was a beast. It went up to 20%. All right, now a top 6 for power play. That is unbelievable. And a penalty kill of 1st in the NHL. So, I mean, we are definitely poised and ready for these playoffs. Absolutely. Time shorthanded. We are 7th best in the NHL. So we're the 7th best disciplined team. And when it comes to penalties, we're the best killer as well. All right, unbelievable. Shorthanded goals, we're also the best offensive team when it comes to the penalty kill. We are ready for this playoff run. Our home record, 27-11-3. Our away record, 27-9-5. And our last 10 games, 7-2-1. So we're coming into the playoffs on the right stretch. What did Edmonton do? In the last 10 games, they went 7-3-0. So you see what I mean? They kind of matched us. We needed to go 10-0 in the last 10 games, basically. That's asking a lot of our team. Player stats for the season now. So let's see this. Let's see who does what. And let's, especially Noah Cogliano, let's see what he finished up with. We wanted at least 60 points out of him from being on that first line, right? So let's see what these guys did for us. So Jonathan Huberdeau, even with Cogliano on his line, he only had 2 less points, all right? So I don't even buy that Jordan Eberle or that Cogliano was holding back Jonathan Huberdeau. He did the same thing as Jordan Eberle did, and he was a better plus player. Now, I don't think that's because of Cogliano. I think it's the team overall and Brathwaite, but still, Huberdeau had a great year, so good job for Huberdeau. Anthony Mantha, 70 points on the second line. Holy crap. Best second line in the NHL. So we waited a long time for Anthony Mantha. He's 27 years old, and now he's a 70-point guy. All right. Alexander Barkov, finally, he's had a good year in the NHL. He's 26 years old, only 83, but he's a 20-goal scorer and a 66-point man. All right. Very good. Noah Cogliano, only 50 points, but almost a 30-goal scorer. Okay. So, I don't know, 50-point man, 24 years old, 4.5-star potential, 29 goals. This future's looking bright for Cogliano. Nordgren, 24 goals, 42 points. He's a goal scorer on that second line. I like Nordgren there because he plays with Mantha and Barkov, and it seems to work well. And then you got Hart Takanen, who almost had 30 points, so that's decent. Ty Ratty, almost 30, and Henriksen, 20. All right, so I want 30 points with the third liner. So these two guys, decent. And then the fourth line, yeah. Defenseman, all right, so Yuri Kapitanov, he came down a little bit from last year, okay, so you can blame Noah Cogliano for that. Pouliot, 41 points, Riley, 40 points, and Ekblad, 40 points. Look at all those points. Kirka, 26 points, okay, so that's good. And then the MVP of the season, Brathwaite and Markstrom, I'd say. Brathwaite, 66 games, 2.09 goals against average, 40-19-2, and a save percentage of 92.75 with 8 shutouts. And then the best backup in the NHL, and somebody that we're going to need for the playoff run if the rookie Brathwaite gets a little bit over his head. We can go straight to Markstrom, who went 14-1-1 over 16 games with a goals against average below 2 and a save percentage of 93.29. All right, this guy is a stud, best backup in the NHL, and if we're going to have a deep playoff run, we're eventually going to have to go to Markstrom, probably, unless we go 16-0 or 16-3 or something like that, right, which I don't think is going to happen. I should have gone back in there. I can compare us to the rest of the NHL, the goalies, all that good stuff. Let's give it a second here. Alright, so we'll go to NHL forwards. So the leading goal scorer in the NHL was Laurent Dauphin. Alright, so I know you guys were still saying you should have picked him up, but second in the NHL with 116 points, our best regular season record. I think the acquisitions that we made were the right for the team. Alright, Zykov, there was that guy that I was thinking about picking up as well. He was second in the NHL. Morgan Klimchuk, 43. Stamkos, 43. All right. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Assist, the Nuge with 67. Yeah, he really put that first line together with Taylor Hall and Nail Yakupov. Jonathan Huberdeau, third in the NHL, so that's good for us. And points, are we up there at all? Huberdeau, yeah, look at that. Jonathan Huberdeau, sixth in the NHL with 88 points. Not a bad season, all right? Yeah, Dauphin is the leading point guy in the NHL, but you know what? Whatever. I'm fine with my first-line center with Jonathan Huberdeau. Don't need to increase by 20 points or whatever. Or, yeah, 20 points, whatever. Defenseman, so Yuri Kapitanov, we know that. That doesn't count. Most goals for defenseman would be Dion Phaneuf with 17, and most assists would be Tim Eriksson with 46. Most points would be Drew Doughty and Darnell Nurse right there. So again, Edmonton, right? And then goaltenders, we know about this. Yeah, Hanula. Actually, look at that. The Edmonton goalie, maybe that's the reason why they played so good. He actually started 68 games. All right. Goals against average, the best one. Markstrom had the best goals against average, and Brathwaite had the third best with getting that amount of games played. So I don't know. I think Brathwaite might have won the Vezina. All these guys. Let's see. All these games played. Where's games played? 47. All right, this counts, I guess. But yeah, 66 Brathwaite and Hanula. Yeah, it's got to be Brathwaite just for games played. All right. So that's all that taken care of. Was there anything else? I think the last thing would be progress reports, even though I wouldn't say anything has changed too much from that. We'll just quickly take a look at it, though. Let's see, Clifford 11. I think it's still all the same. This was all the same as before. Jonathan Huberdeau, he went up by 10. Yeah, but yeah, this was all the same as before. Henriksen. Actually, Henriksen went up a few. Yeah, never mind. Cogliano went up by 4. There you go. All right, and then the rest of the guys have dropped off just because of where they're playing. That's fine though. All right, and these guys, yeah, these guys dropped off as well. All right, so we got to remember to turn on injuries for the next one, so you guys just remind me to do that. And last but not least, the playoff tree, the way it looks right now. All right, there you go. In the Western Conference, you got Edmonton versus Minnesota, Anaheim versus LA, Chicago versus Phoenix, and Nashville versus Winnipeg. And in the East, you got a very good series. I'm surprised we haven't seen this yet, but this is going to be a rivalry series for sure. Quebec versus Montreal. That's going to be a good one. Tampa Bay, our rival right there, is number 2 against Buffalo. Philadelphia versus Ottawa, and New Jersey versus Columbus. All right, boys, so round 1 is coming up next, and I will see you guys in that video.